My name is Valerie Poole Bogues, and I am a current member of the Elizabeth City Pasquotank Public Schools School Board. And I am currently running for another seat, the same seat actually, in November 5th, for the outside seat. Now the thing is that even though I'm the outside seat, everybody in Elizabeth City, inside and outside, can vote. The reason they made it that way was to make sure all areas of this whole big county is represented, so you wouldn't have all city people on the board. You'll have some from Newland, some from Weeksville, some from all around. So coming up, we have the outside seat, we have an inside seat, and we have an at-large seat. Since I live in Weeksville, outside of the city, I'm representing the outside seat. So, but remember, everybody can vote. I am a native of Weeksville, grew up there and graduated from Northeastern High School, and I didn't go to college right away. I had a family, and then I went back to Elizabeth City State University in 1985, and I graduated from there in 1988 with a degree in English education and a concentration in the news media. I then began immediately teaching at Currituck County High School. And the reason I went to Currituck and nowhere else is because my mother was a teacher there as well. And my father had recently died, and I felt that she needed closeness with her baby daughter. So I signed on at Currituck, and I taught there for 15 years. And then I saw the opportunity to come back to my home, Elizabeth City, even though I still lived in Weeksville. I commuted every day, 40 minutes, one way from Weeksville to Currituck. And so I was getting older. So I decided to take a position at Northeastern High School, my alma mater. And I stayed there another 15 years. Now, in between that time, after having received my Bachelor of Science in English Education, I was satisfied with that until the opportunity arose for me to continue my education and get a master's degree and maybe go into administration. That was my thoughts. So I enrolled at Grand Canyon University, and I graduated from there in 2009 with a Master of Education degree in Education Administration. But I knew I really didn't want to be a principal. So then I got another master's degree in curriculum and instruction with an emphasis in secondary reading. So I thought when I retired, because I just remained in the classroom for 30 years, I thought when I retired that would be it, that I would be able to just sit home and ride out the rest of my life. But then the opportunity again arose for me to be on the school board, which I had never thought about before. And I was thinking, like, why would I go through all the headache of writing these papers, you know, and everything and all of that, because it was a lot. But I found out why. When I got the opportunity to be appointed to the school board, all of the school law papers I had to write, all of the finance papers I had to write, all of the everything came together, and it helped me as a new member of the Board of Education. However, I knew I didn't know everything. I had to go to Raleigh and take ethics courses and again school law, but I already had a background. So it fit, the pieces all came together. It took me 10 months. I've been on the board now for a year. It took me 10 months to make my first motion on the board. And the reason for that is because I wanted to make sure I was doing it right.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't want to get up there and just, you know, off the fly thinking I know everything and I can throw things out there. So that's basically me. And I didn't talk about my children, but maybe you want to ask me about them.
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am. So Real quick, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
One of the questions I wanted to ask is, why should people, especially with students or whatnot, be willing to vote for you?
Good question. First of all, I've been a student. I've had children who were students in the school system, been a teacher in the school system. I've served on various committees, school improvement team, and all of that in the school system. And I know what it takes to for a school to operate as it does.
Yes, ma'am.
However, even that wasn't what I had to learn more.
Right.
And so what I have realized over the past year is that I needed a capacity to learn. You know, some people think when you finish school, that's it, you don't need to know anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to have a capacity to continue learning. And I know now that I am a lifelong learner, and I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to listen. That's another thing, I need to listen to what you all are saying and what questions you have for me. I hope that I will be able to answer, and just remember that I'm one member of a whole board. So, but still, feel free to come to me whenever you have a problem or situation that needs to be addressed. I also want you to know that we are a policy operated school board. So if there's an issue that comes up or something, we don't just go off the handle and think out hard, so all of that. We go to a policy, which is something that every citizen can go to look at the policy. It's all there in black and white, and so we refer to that, and then we come together and make decisions.
Yes, ma'am. So when it comes to your passion as far as making sure that the children get a fair shake and they get their education and everything like that, what would you say to the parents that may be asking, what qualities do you have, or what qualities is it that you possess to where their children will be safe in learning with you?
I love that question. I have taught a wide range of students. I've taught the privileged students where they have everything they need, lawyers, children, and all of that. And I've taught the underserved students, underprivileged students. I have had students to come into my classroom with oranges in their book bags that they have stolen from the cafeteria to be able to take home to their little brothers and sisters that night because they knew that they wouldn't have anything else to eat.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've had them all. And the thing is, the thing about me is I don't view color when it comes to my students.
Yes, ma'am.
If you were my student, you'll always be my student. I don't care what color you are, what background you came from, or anything, you're mine. And that's the way I view the whole Elizabeth City Pasquotank Public School system. That's the way it should be.
I appreciate you for answering a couple of our questions. We're going to actually be putting this out here for the citizens to know what's going on. Okay. And we're actually going to be talking to a couple of other individuals later on when it comes to the support that you have given to people. We want to make sure we get everybody out there. Okay. So we definitely appreciate your time, young lady. Is there anything else that you would like to?
No, I just want everybody to vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. Look at the qualifications of each individual. You don't just want anybody on your school board representing your children. You don't. You want somebody who really, not for them. I mean, it's not about me at all. It's not about the other school board members. It's not about the teachers or the principals or anybody. It's about your children. Right. And what I want to do, and my son asked me about my slogan for my campaign.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is building futures together. There are a whole lot of futures out there, and children should never be counted out. If I was a student now, I would know that I can do anything I want to do.
Right.
And every kid is a good, what we call a good kid, but it's not over until it's over. And everybody has a chance at redemption, until we take our last breath. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate every student that walks into the public schools of Elizabeth City Pasquotank Public School System.
Yes, ma'am. And we appreciate you for speaking with us. Uh,
welcome.
you're definitely a wonderful young lady. You've raised some of the best children ever.
Oh,
So
thank you.
we know that you'll be very, very good and helpful when it comes to the other children that's out here.
Thank you.
And we thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.